In the last centuries, we've seen incredible progress due to groundbreaking achievements and innovations in natural sciences, human sciences, and technology. One economist could have actually found out how progress works, and he might have given us a method to predict what will happen in the next decades. Let's get into it. In the year 1926, the Russian economist Nikolai Kondratiev depicted how the worldwide economic situation proceeds in long cycles. Those are now known as K-waves. No, not that one. Each K-wave is around 40 to 60 years long and consists of 4 different periods: the boom, the recession, the depression, and then the improvement. Now, how exactly are these cycles working? Well, Kondratiev waves are based upon causes and effects. Both can be good and bad. For instance, causes can be injustice and lack of freedom, but also opportunity and liberty. Some of the effects of the K-waves are technological advances, prosperity, revolution, and war. If we take a look at the history of the last 100 years, this seems to be true more often than not. World War II started because of growing anti-Semitic and racist sentiments, political constraints, and the Great Depression causing hunger and poverty. After World War II, people had vast and also equal opportunities, resulting in an era of wealth and innovation. The financial crisis of 2007 also started the time of recession of the fifth wave, where we experienced the birth of the housing bubble and the aftermath of a speculatively inflated real estate market. In recent times, we have experienced a total of 5 K-waves. The first one taking place from roughly 1780 to 1840 during the Industrial Revolution. It was marked by the invention of the steam engine and locomotive, with its first journey in 1804. Slowly, work and population started to shift from the land to the cities. The second Kondratiev wave took place from 1840 to 1890. It was the time of the Second Industrial Revolution, with the development of railroads, steamships, the spread of telegraph technology, and the invention of dynamite. From 1890 to 1940, it was the time of the third Kondratiev wave. It was defined by the combustion engine, electrification, and breakthroughs in chemistry that sadly were also used for biological warfare during the World Wars, which had catastrophic consequences. But hey, at least we got the TV. The fourth Kondratiev started around 1940 and ended 50 years later. Characteristic of this era was the rise of aviation and aerospace sectors and the growth of the automotive industry. Also, the first computer made its debut, and later the first game. The fifth wave is the one of information and communication technology, with the emergence of smartphones, smart homes, social media, and the cloud. It is expected that in the next 10 years, the fifth K-wave will end. But what will the sixth one hold for us? What will be the defining technologies? Well, there are already a lot of contenders. It might be the age of nano and biotechnology, about which I will talk about in detail in a future video. It might be the age of the Internet of Things, or IoT, where everything is interconnected. Or it might be the age of AI and robotics, taking a look at our progress in this field in the last decades.
Yeah.
There are also a few other interesting ideas. The first one predicts the rise of renewable energy and resource efficiency, a time where we will learn to be careful about using available resources and energy, and a time that is focused on efficiently using energy and preserving the environment. And honestly, that isn't that far-fetched when we take a look at our current situation and the efforts that might be made to prevent further global warming. Another model created by Leonid Fyodorov says that in the future health, psychological and physical, will be of immense importance. In his mind, we are already experiencing the sixth wave, and it started in the beginning of the 21st century. He argues that countries which already had a stable public health sector were able to respond better to crises, such as the financial crisis. He also points out that people will become older and older, and therefore there will be more need for healthcare. In 1965, only 5.9% of the GDP of the United States was used for the healthcare market. In 2017, it was already 17.9%. However, he also sees a lot of obstacles in the way, which he calls social disorder. For instance, violence and war, climate change, mobbing, and the wearing everyday life and war culture are some of them. That is where the psychological and physical help come in. According to him, sane people don't commit crimes, don't steal, and are cautious with their environment, and are generally friendly to others. While some argue that Kondratiev just included information that would confirm his theory and left out other contradictory events, this is also known as confirmation bias, others think that his model is incomplete. Daniel Smihula is convinced that there are actually 6 long waves. First wave being the wave of financial agricultural revolution from 1600 to 1780, the second from 1780 to 1880, the third from 1880 to 1940, the fourth from 1940 to 1985, and the fifth from 1980 to 2015. The sixth wave being the wave of the post-informational technical revolution from 2015 to about 2035 is only 20 years long. So as you can see, each wave is getting shorter and shorter the more we travel into the future. And some believe that K-waves are only part of even bigger periods of time. Here, we first entered the age of transforming material with the Stone Age. Later, with the Industrial Revolutions, we entered the age of transforming energy. Now, with the internet and computers, we are in the age of transforming information. Although not everyone is convinced that K-waves actually exist, so far many historic events were actually predicted by making use of them and adjusting the model a bit. With turbulent economic times and many new technologies already waiting in the wings, K-waves will have to prove themselves in the next decades. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. These videos actually take a lot of time and effort to make, so consider subscribing. And yeah, hopefully see you next week. Bye.